July 2025. The Spratly Islands, deep in the South China Sea, the beating heart of global trade. Every single day, millions of tons of oil, food, electronics, and fuel flow through this maritime highway. For decades, it's been a lifeline for Asia and the world. But today, the sea itself seems restless. The waves crash harder, the clouds grow darker, and the air feels charged, like the pause before a lightning strike. The storm begins when Beijing declares a brand new air defense identification zone, demanding that all aircraft seek China's permission before flying over the Spratlys. To the Philippines and Vietnam, this is an insult, a violation of international law. At the United Nations, they protest loudly. The United States, committed to keeping international waters free, condemns the move outright. China responds with muscle. Its Shandong carrier strike group surges forward, leading more than 60 warships and Coast Guard vessels. On board are advanced destroyers equipped with powerful radar able to track targets nearly 400 kilometers away. Missiles that can strike ships faster than the eye can see. Submarines lurking silently in the depths, and fighter jets streaking across the skies armed for battle. But America will not stand down. From the Middle East, the USS Carl Vinson carrier strike group sails in. With it comes one of the most advanced arsenals on Earth. Cruisers armed with Aegis systems capable of tracking 100 threats at once. Virginia-class submarines prowling underwater, destroyers ready to defend, and supply ships keeping the entire fleet fueled and ready. On the Vinson's bridge, Colonel John Harper, a 20-year veteran, scans the radar. He knows somewhere out there, a Chinese submarine could already be hunting them. The humidity and salt of the South China Sea complicate everything. Machines falter, radar flickers, sonar scrambles. War here is as much against the ocean as against the enemy. Across the sea, Admiral Wang Lilei commands the Shandong, his every move watched by Beijing's top brass. He knows one miscalculation could ignite war. Meanwhile, in the Philippines, a fisherman named Jose stares out from his small boat near Scarborough Shoal. For him, this isn't geopolitics, it's survival. If the seas close, his family starves. By July 18th, the confrontation escalates. U.S. radar picks up the Chinese fleet 350 kilometers north, advancing fast. Below the waves, an American submarine hears the faint pulse of a Chinese sub shadowing the fleet. Above, a P-8A Poseidon reconnaissance plane glides across the turquoise waters, spotting Chinese fighters taking off from the Shandong, each carrying deadly anti-ship missiles. Colonel Harper reacts instantly. "Find that sub. Keep distance, but don't back down." The Vinson slows, repositioning southeast, maintaining a buffer. Patrol jets roar off its deck. Helicopters drop sonar buoys into the sea. Every second feels like a trigger waiting to be pulled. Inside the Vinson's command center, a young sailor, Sarah Miller, only 22 and on her first deployment, grips her sonar controls with shaking hands. "What if the submarine attacks?" she whispers. Harper reassures her, though even his eyes betray the weight of the moment. Elsewhere, governments scramble. Manila dispatches patrol ships. Vietnam moves vessels toward Mischief Reef. Japan scrambles aircraft from Okinawa. India monitors the Malacca Strait. Russia watches silently from afar. The United Nations meets in emergency session, the room filled with nervous whispers. By midday, the two fleets are closing fast, only 250 kilometers apart. Suddenly, an American radar detects a lock. A Chinese destroyer has targeted a U.S. fighter jet preparing to launch. Beneath the waves, sonar confirms a Chinese submarine within striking distance. Tension explodes. The U.S. deploys helicopters and electronic jammers. Missiles are armed. Fighter jets streak closer. For a brief moment, chaos reigns. An American system malfunctions under the stress of the salty air. Another sonar operator mistakes whales for an enemy sub. These tiny errors underline the terrifying truth. In the fog of war, the smallest glitch could unleash catastrophe. The Chinese, too, are straining. Their frigates rush to protect the Shandong. Satellites are jammed. Communications grow hazy. Both sides are running blind. At 2 p.m., the crisis peaks. A Chinese radar locks onto an American jet. In the cockpit, Major Emily Chen feels her heart hammer. Red warning lights flash. She grips the controls, ready to evade, fully aware that a single missile could spark World War III. Colonel Harper shouts orders. "Ready missiles. Fix the system. Stay firm." For 90 unbearable seconds, the fleets teeter on the brink. Then, as suddenly as it began, the Chinese radar disengages. Their fighters drop altitude, returning to the carrier. The world breathes again. But Harper doesn't relax. Instead, he takes a gamble, cutting across the Chinese fleet's path, forcing them to slow down. American submarines shadow their every move. Poseidon aircraft circle above, cameras rolling. Slowly, reluctantly, Admiral Wang orders his ships to pull back. For now. When the dust settles, no shots have been fired. But the lessons are clear. America's systems proved resilient, though even the best technology buckled under the ocean's pressure. China's electronic warfare was sophisticated, but its fleet coordination showed weakness. And all the while, ordinary fishermen like Jose stayed trapped between giants. Oil prices spike, global markets wobble. Nations from Japan to India to Australia brace for escalation. The UN calls for peace, but divisions remain. China tells its citizens it successfully stood its ground. America insists freedom of navigation prevails. Both sides claim victory. And yet, the truth is far more dangerous. This standoff proved that in the South China Sea, war could come not from a deliberate strike, but from a mistake. A misread signal. A faulty sensor. A nervous pilot pulling the trigger. The South China Sea remains a chessboard of power, where every move risks catastrophe. And the question still hangs in the salt-filled air. Who will control these waters? And at what cost?